survival. I'm Naomi Suzanne from Naomi's Home Health, and I'm a holistic health coach who specializes in thyroid and autoimmune healing using natural health solutions. So last week we focused on how food can help us heal. So this is episode 27, Healing Foods Part 2. So why is it important to add in foods foods that can help us heal to our healing plan rather than restricting or taking so many foods away? I'm not about that. I do obviously take some foods away sometimes, but I'm more about adding in the healing foods that are going to benefit us and get rid of some of our symptoms. So I'm going to help you understand the healing benefits of these amazing foods so you can add more of them into your day, because only real food will help you heal. If you're going to go on crazy diets that are going to remove these foods and just focus on one food group, or they're going to any nutrition plan that tells you to eat processed foods and things like that, they're not healing foods. They don't have a lot of nutrient value. They're not going to fill you up. Real fresh whole foods and a balance of those is what's going to help you. So processed food has little to no nutrition, as I said before. Any vitamins in this food is usually synthetic. And if you listen to any of my podcasts before, especially the one on supplements, that episode on supplements, you will know that our body absorbs real natural vitamins a lot easier and better than the synthetic ones. The synthetic ones will get detoxed out a lot easier, whereas real nutrients will be absorbed into the gut a lot better. So it's really important that you add real foods. I see a lot of foods in the supermarket that have low carb written on them or high protein. You don't know what that protein is. It could be absolutely anything. So stop buying into all the marketing on the processed food and start to add in real protein. There's a lot of protein in plants, despite what you might have been told. We need carbs, we need glucose, we need all the things in foods that have come from the earth, because that's why they're there. They're there to nourish our body. So when you invest time into a diet that eliminates fruit, you're cutting out essential nutrients and healing properties. Each fruit and vegetable has its own healing benefits for specific parts of your body, specific symptoms, all of those things. So it's really important to not cut it out. Not to mention the essential glucose that will give you energy, better focus and concentration, sleep. It will curb your sugar cravings. So don't ever let anyone tell you that the sugar in fruits is the same as processed sugar that you add to foods, like that cane sugar. It's not the same at all. It doesn't do the same thing in your body. It doesn't cause weight gain. Processed sugar is very different to the sugar in real whole foods. The natural sugars in fruits are bound to antioxidants like resveratrol, which is for really good for pain, inflammation, and that is in many supplements that you find that are helpful with pain and inflammation. So that is really important. And it's also attached to polyphenols, which is really good for the digestive support, brain health. Also, you will find them in supplements. So obviously we need these, right? These are vital to keeping you healthy. It's really important to understand what fresh fruit and vegetables do for you rather than how you can lose weight. Weight loss should never be focused on, and I go through this all the time. It does my head in. I did it too. Like I can't say, it doesn't annoy me when people do it. It's just the focus on it should not happen. The focus should be, how can I heal my body? Because the weight will drop off. The weight gain is because something's going on in your body. It's not because you're eating too much shit anymore, or it's usually down to stress. If you are eating excessively or you're choosing sugary bad foods, it's because something's going on in your body. All of the reasons why you gain weight, the reasons why you choose the wrong foods, the reasons why you're eating excessively is because of a problem in your body, whether it's mental, emotional, whether it's something going on in your liver, your whatever it is. It's not usually just because you're a fatty and you eat too many donuts or anything like that. It's because something's going on in your body. So that's why it's important to address the root cause. Weight gain is not the root cause. It's a symptom of what's happening in your body. So that's why it's important to address what's really going on. So let's dive into some of the foods that you can add into your diet. Now, I'm not going to go through all the foods that I find amazing because we'll be here for like 20 episodes. But I will start with some that you can just add in so simply into your day to help your body start to be nourished. Apples, right? Apples are the first food that I suggest my clients add into their day. Usually I tell them to add in two. They're highly anti-inflammatory, especially in the brain, uh, and they help with the nerve endings in your brain. So any neurological symptoms can really be helped with apples. They reduce viral and bacterial load that cause the inflammation in your body. And the phytochemicals make them real brain food by increasing electrical activity in the brain. So the red pigment contains anti-obesity properties and the compounds that increase digestive strength that encourages weight loss. So when you're going to help your digestive system heal, you're going to lose weight. Liver, spleen, pancreas, kidneys, all of that comes into play when you're looking to lose weight. So if all of those things aren't working and you're restricting yourself and you're restricting certain healing foods, then you're not going to maintain weight loss. You're going to get sugar cravings and you get all sorts of things happening. So they also help detox heavy metal, radiation, and MSG, and they cleanse and purify your organs. They improve the circulation of your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system is what circulates through your body, and it helps kill off on any pathogens that enter your body, bacteria, all of those things. So if your lymphatic system isn't working properly, it builds up. This is where you see inflammation, you see excessive fluid retention. You see a lot of issues. So apples will help with that. That is also going to help with your immune system because your lymphatic system is part of that. It's the ultimate colon cleanser as it collects and rids the body of microbes like bacteria, virus, yeast, mold. It gathers old protein that gets stuck in the digestive pockets that feed on bacteria and causes SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and other digestive disorders. That repairs the skin and it also helps regulate your blood sugar. Apples hydrate the body on a deep cellular level by being high in electrolytes and mineral salts. So, no more hydration drinks from the supermarket or pharmacy, please. They are toxic. They're not good for the liver. They're not good for the kidneys. They've got a lot of synthetic ingredients added to them, a lot of actual salt instead of mineral salts from real food. You want to hydrate with really good foods like apples, watermelon, cucumber, coconut water. They're true hydration drinks that are going to support the body at a cellular level. When you're getting hydration drinks that have got all kinds of chemicals and whatever in them, they're not going to be beneficial to the body. So please cut those out. Let's move on to avocados. So avocados are like soul food. They are a complete nutrient dense whole food. They are like the mother fruit. The skin on an avocado isn't edible, but it is loaded with many phytochemical compounds that are infused into the avocado flesh as it grows. So these chemicals help restore stomach and intestinal linings. They're easy to digest and they soothe the gut. So if you've got gut issues, adding avocado is super amazing. Don't put it on a piece of toast though, because that's inflammatory. But as long as you're eating avocado, right? They're anti-inflammatory and they help reduce polyps in the intestinal lining, and they are serious brain food. They help feed the brain, help the brain with the focus and concentration, and help the function of the brain. They're high in omega-6 fatty acids, which help restore the central nervous system. When we have a chronic illness, our central nervous system gets attacked by a viral load, often bacteria, all sorts of things. So this is why, especially things like MS, fibromyalgia, your central nervous system is probably under attack from a viral load. So it's really important to add avocados into your diet to help with your central nervous system. They're also anti-aging for the skin. They give you a healthy glow. They help reduce dark circles under the eyes. Dark circles under the eyes give me a really good indication of what's going on in your body. So I can look at your face a lot of the time and see what's happening in your body. So it's really important that we start to counteract those with a lot of things. They're anti-radiation. They have anti-radiation properties, and they're phytoestrogenic, which rids the body of why can't I speak? Unusable, destructive estrogen that interferes with the body's hormone function. So what happens when your liver isn't functioning properly, right? Your hormones have to get detoxed through the liver. Everything gets detoxed through the liver. your adrenaline, your cortisol, your estrogen. That's got to get detoxed. So when your liver is sluggish, it doesn't detox everything properly and things recycle into your bloodstream. So when you've got estrogen recycling into your bloodstream, what happens is it corrupts a lot of the parts of your body. You'll see weight gain, you'll see your periods changing if you're a female. Like men have hormones too, so you'll see hormone issues, mood swings, all sorts of things when your estrogen levels are out of whack. So avocado can be really beneficial to help get rid of that toxic estrogen that didn't get detoxed by your liver. Another food that gets a really bad rap are bananas. Often we're told that bananas are just to cut bananas out because they're high in sugar, they're this, they're that. There's so many reasons why we have to cut out sugar. But the sugar in bananas is very different to processed sugar in foods. It's binded to trace minerals like manganese, selenium, copper, boron, and they have large amounts of potassium, so which is important for neurotransmitters in the brain. So they're high in amino acids that work with the potassium for electrolyte production. So they are really good to help with hydration as well because of the electrolytes in them. Bananas are made of fiber and water, and their sugar content is the reason why they're so high in antioxidants. So they are a superfood. Vitamins and phytonutrients, they have a lot of those to help fight illness, so they're a really good immune booster. They're a powerful antiviral, sleep aid, they're calming, they help reduce anxiety and depression. They destroy fungus and bad bacteria in the gut. They also are very good to help rid the body of parasites, and they feed the beneficial bacteria in the intestinal tract, which enhances B12 production. So they're a really good digestive aid. The colon and they help the colon and small intestinal tract cleanse as well. So they stabilize blood sugar and they help balance weight. So bananas are really important for weight loss if that's what you're after, because we're fixing the reason why you've gained the weight, remember? Another thing that's a superfood, and we all probably know this, and they can be a bit expensive in the supermarket, is berries. They're really high in antioxidants. Most people know that. The color of the berries is what helps with the antioxidants. So antioxidants means life, while oxidative stress means death. So antioxidants fight disease and the aging process, where oxidation causes chronic illness like autoimmune disease, thyroid issues, cancer. They impact the brain. Oxidative stress is you've heard me talk about this before if you've listened to my podcast. Oxidative stress is so corrosive to the body. It's like rust. It absolutely eats away at the cells of the body. So we need foods high in antioxidants. So when you're on crazy diets that eliminate fruits and vegetables, you're not eating as many antioxidants. So berries are really, really important to add those in. They're an amazing source of iron, magnesium, selenium, zinc, potassium, chromium, and calcium. Also omegas 3, 6, and 9, and they stop excess adrenaline from causing damage to the organs. So I told you before about, when you get that excess hormones, and one of them being adrenaline, through the body, it causes damage to the organs because we're not supposed to have that much going through our body. So we want to reduce that, and berries are great for that. They're a brain food. They also enhance B12 production, and they repair the damage to the cells that oxidation has done. So all the toxins that you take on in your body is what's causing your oxidative stress, and berries help repair that. They support any neurological system, and they protect the heart, and they're very beneficial for the reproductive system. So adding berries into your daily nutrition is going to help benefit your body, start to heal and boost your nutrition. They're a really amazing, powerful superfood. The other one I'm going to talk about today are lemons and limes. So the roots of the lemon and lime trees, they go deep into the earth and they absorb loads of healing trace minerals that get right up into the fruit, and then we consume that fruit. So the minerals that are from the earth, the lemons draw it up really good because of the root system of the trees. They're super hydrating and they produce high forms of electrolytes with loads of mineral salts, trace mineral salts, and bioavailable sodium. Now, I know there's a trend of putting Celtic salt into your water to hydrate you. It's actually a little bit of a myth. You want real fresh whole foods to hydrate you. When you put a pinch of something in a glass of water, you're not getting a lot of it. So you're not going to get the minerals from the Celtic salt. You're not going to get a lot of the benefits from that. And we want to actually make sure that we can get hydrating foods like lemons and limes because it's got the living water that I've spoken about before in them. The living water is coming from the fruit. So we want to add that to our diet. The most highly absorbable vitamin C as well as calcium. And that vitamin C is going to help boost our immune system. You know, when we have colds, flu, everything's lemon. You see all these stuff in the pharmacy, lemon flavored, lemon this, lemon that. Why wouldn't you just go and get a real lemon? It's going to help cleanse the liver, cleanse the bacteria and the virus and anything that's taken on that's causing your sickness at the time. So the phytochemical limonoids actually enhance the vitamins C and the calcium, and they bind together, which makes them more bioavailable and helps alkalize the body. So when our body is alkalized and it's not as acidic, it helps with the prevention of cancer because cancer grows in an acidic body. We want to alkalize the bloodstream, alkalize the lymphatic system and help kill off or anything that comes into our lymphatic system, into our body that causes, immune response or oxidative stress or anything like that. So the vitamin C and the calcium in lemons are amazing for that. They're also high in antioxidants, and again, for the oxidative stress that we just spoke about. And they're one of the best ways to expel mucus that you can find. When a lot of people produce mucus as a protective thing in their body, whether it be because you've got breathing difficulties, respiratory issues, whether you constantly got like some form of cold, or you can't, when you've had a cold or flu and you can't get rid of that mucus, lemons are great to help break that down and get rid of it out of the body. When you're putting things up your nose to expel mucus, like synthetics, it's not going to be as effective as how we're going to get rid of it out of the body a natural way. So they also help cleanse the liver, the kidneys, the spleen, the thyroid, and the gallbladder, and they purge the body of toxins. So when you are doing a cleanse or detox and you've just removed processed foods, say, I know there's a lot of cleansers out there and most of them are just like, eat healthy, eat these foods, or they're not, a lot of them won't add in lemons or limes, and it's a really big mistake to not add lemon and lime when you're trying to cleanse because it picks up the toxins and it will actually eliminate them from the body. But when you're doing a cleanse where you're just getting rid of foods, you're not actually purging any toxins or any toxicity out of the body. You're just not adding in toxins or not adding in processed food. We want to actually help remove the crap that's stuck in our body because our body just, like, drinking water doesn't eliminate toxins. It doesn't flush anything out, it doesn't pick up and remove anything. And particularly with tap water these days, it's got chemicals added to it. It's been filtered. It's been, it's just plain bland water that's going to do not a lot for your body. It's not going to hydrate you at a cellular level. So when we add lemon or lime to our water, that water is going to be more hydrating, but it's going to be more cleansing and it's going to help purge the body of a lot of toxicity as well. So I always encourage my clients, and I do this myself, my kids do this, much to my son's disgust, is we have half a lemon or lime squeezed in a large glass of water every morning before breakfast. If I don't have that, I'll have celery juice. Today was cucumber juice, but it's so simple. It's such a simple thing to do every morning to help the liver get moving in the morning and to help the liver purge the body and cleanse and detox from the toxins that you've taken on every single day. We take on toxins every day and we can't help it. I've rid my house of as many toxins as I can, but I still take them on. So even just walking outside, you're taking on toxicity. So it's really important to add something like lemon to help the body get rid of all the toxicity that we've taken on, not just today or yesterday, but over a lifetime. So a lot of the foods, as you know, have their own benefits, their own healing properties. And when we are told to take them away, like things like banana, things like watermelon, or grapes, they're all too high in sugar, you're taking away healing benefits. You're taking away vitamins and minerals, phytochemicals, antioxidants, sorry, to combat the oxidative stress. We don't want to remove these things and just eat foods that have got chemicals in them, or like I know a lot of fruits and vegetables get sprayed with chemicals and whatever, but they still have the healing benefits. And if you can eat organic as you possibly can, I go to the farmer's market and I get my fruit and vegetables organic, but that's the best I can do. Not everybody has access to that, but at least add some of these fruits into your diet daily, not just like one apple here and there, one little wedge of this, or tiny 3 grapes or whatever. Add some of these things in good amounts to help your body start to repair, because that's what it's all about. So this week, this episode was about the fruits that are healing. I'm going to give you a couple of vegetables next time, the benefits of those that you can add in. They're really important too, but I didn't want to go through all of the fruits and vegetables in one episode. It's just too many. And I thought these are some simple fruits that you can add in to your diet daily to start healing your body. If you have any questions, you can contact me, message me on Facebook, put a comment under this podcast episode. Make sure you like, follow, share. Get this information out to as many people as possible, because there are people who are on these crazy diets who are causing more damage to their body, and we want to see them reduce their oxidative stress and start to heal internally. So next week, we'll be talking about the vegetables that are going to heal us, and the following week, there'll be herbs and things like that. So these are really important episodes to listen to. So please share them with people and book in a consultation, a healing session with me if you want to dive in deeper to the healing process, get the health, getting it back to where it was, or even better. Most of my clients tell me that they're better than what they were before they got sick. So that's what's important, starting to feel normal again, and having people always saying to me all the time, like, where do you get all your energy? Where do you get your vitality? Why are you so happy? Because this is what I focus on. This is my life. I do these things. I don't tell you to do these things and then I don't do them myself. This is what I do. This is what I teach my children, and this is what I teach my clients. And this is why I am so successful with my clients, because we go through education. It's not about just going, here's a program, see you later. I support my clients. I don't overwhelm them with too much information, and they can contact me at any point and say, listen, I'm struggling. I've fallen off the wagon, whatever. You don't need to book in another consultation with me to just ask one question like a lot of practitioners would have you do. This, I want you to stay on track. I want you to get better. I want you to heal. And I'm not here to just rake in a fortune by making you book in another consultation to ask one question. This is about you getting better, and this is about you healing, and that's what we're here for. So tune in next week to episode 28.